brings the total profit to one. Earlier this year, I made a video with my friend Alex Ulbin talking about how I used to make anywhere from $500 all the way up to $1,000 a day buying and reselling iPhones on Facebook Marketplace. There's definitely a lot of people who have their fair share of doubts on how possible it really is to do. So I decided to go out, buy some phones, and see how possible phone flipping really is in 2023. So my first step was just going on eBay to browse the sold listings for the models I'm looking to purchase. That way I could just get a good idea of what I should be buying them for. Once I had a solid idea of what prices I wanted to pay, I started browsing Facebook Marketplace and just making some offers. And after a whole lot of messages, I locked in my first couple of phones and I was on my way. All right, so we did find a couple phones we have a decent amount of margin on. So we're gonna go ahead now and go pick them up. I'll talk a little bit more about what phones specifically we found and where we're going when we get to the car.
Parkour.
Since the video we did with Alex, we've gone from the base Model 3 to the Model Y Performance. So now we can get our phones a lot faster. It's about a 30-minute drive to get the first one. Set up the next one about another 20-30 minutes away from there. We just picked up the first phone. Now we're heading another 30 minutes to pick up the second phone. Another thing I did there that I always recommend doing when you're meeting up with people and you're buying a phone is I always ask if they have any other phones for sale, if they upgraded. Because a lot of time people upgrade their family's phones together, and sometimes you get lucky and one trip turns into like 2, 3, even 4 phones. You'd even get a better deal because you're offering to buy all 4. Obviously it didn't work out today, but it's worth always asking because you'd be surprised how often it works out that way. All right, so it is now the next day. We had a couple phones we found yesterday when we left off. None of them wanted to meet at night, so we set them up for today. I just picked up one of them, which is an XS. For the second phone, we're heading about 40 minutes away, and we're picking up an iPhone 12 for, I think, 275 bucks. We just picked up the 12 for 275, and then we actually picked up another XS Max like 5 minutes away from that, just up the street. And we're heading another 15 minutes away to get another 12 for 300 bucks.
Just love a good road shot, you know?
Wow. All right, so after a long day, we're finally back. Or sorry, I should say a long couple of days, but I'm just gonna walk you guys through everything we got. So the first phone we got an iPhone 12. We paid 300 bucks for this, and this is a 128 gigabyte model. Then we also got this other iPhone 12. I think we paid 275 for this one. It might have been the other 12, but I'm pretty sure it was this one we paid 275 for. And then we got one more 12 that we also paid 300 bucks for this one. And then there's the 11 Pro Max that we picked up yesterday for $280. As well as this morning we picked up the XS for 150 bucks. And we also have, from yesterday, we have the iPhone 12 Pro Max that had the broken screen that we're gonna need to repair. As well as today we picked up an iPhone XS Max with a broken screen that we're gonna repair for, I think we bought this one for 125. All right, so I'm just gonna go ahead and get the 5 phones that are good to go cleaned up and take some pictures and list them on eBay. And then the last 2 phones that had broken screens, I'm gonna have to bring these to my technician tomorrow and get them repaired. So I'll be listing those separately. and then I'll check back in with you guys and we'll see exactly how much profit we made.
All right, so as far as the photos, I kept it pretty simple. I just cleaned them all off, made sure all the phones looked good, and then I shot some well-lit photos of all four sides of the phone that just clearly gave people an idea of what the phone looks like and how the condition is. And I also just shot a photo of the battery health, just because that's something a lot of people ask for pretty often. So I just took a quick shot of that so that they could see that in the listing. And I just made a quick description talking about the condition of the phone as well as what's included, which in this case, all phones that I'm going to be selling are going to come with a brand new charger. All right, so it's been about a week since the last clip we filmed, and we've sold all the phones. So now it's just time to go over the numbers and see how much profit we made. I should note that the numbers here are after fees that I'm saying. So any eBay fees or anything associated has already been deducted. So this is what we actually ended up getting once we sold the device. And then as far as the cost of goods, I'm including in that the cost of repairs or anything it took to get the phones in the right condition to sell them. All right, so let's take a look at the numbers. So the iPhone 12 Pro Max that we bought, that sold for $627. The iPhone 11 Pro Max sold for $478. The iPhone XS that we bought sold for $191.40. And then the iPhone 12 64 gigabytes, both of those models sold for $416. And then the 128 gigabyte model of the iPhone 12 that we bought sold for $450. And lastly, the iPhone XS Max sold for $347.13. All right, so when you go ahead and you add all those numbers together, it brings us to $2,925.53 worth of revenue. And then we go ahead and subtract the cost of goods, which is $1,895. That brings the total profit to $1,030.53. So I definitely think phone flipping is still a very real thing that you could make a good amount of money doing, and it definitely still works in 2023. No, it's not as simple as drop shipping or something where you could just sit around at home and do everything on your computer. You do need to get out of the house. You do need to put some work in. And I will admit it takes some time and there's a bit of a learning curve, but I think it's super accessible and it's something that I really think a lot of people could do well in. You don't need to buy 7 phones right away. You could start with 1 or 2, whatever capital you have. And it's something that I think anyone could get into. Everyone has an iPhone. There's never going to be a shortage. And yeah, I just think this is a very cool opportunity for people to start making money. And I think it is definitely something people should look into. That being said, I did really enjoy making this video. I had a lot of fun going out to buy phones because I haven't done that in quite a while. And I'd be more than happy to make more videos about the topic. So if you have any questions, if there's anything else you'd like to know, just go ahead and leave that in the comments below. If you'd like to see more videos, it'd mean a lot if you could go ahead and click the subscribe button. I've been having a lot of fun with YouTube and I'm excited to start making more videos.